to the CD shop. Were you looking for anything in particular today, or just browsing? Okay. No, I can definitely show you a couple of the things that we have here in this shop. Were you looking for something a bit older, for something a bit newer? Okay. Well, I can first show you some of our older things. So this right here is just a best CD by Susie and the Banshees, and this has a couple of their top songs on there. So of course we have Dear Prudence, we have Cities in Dust, we have Peekaboo, Happy House, Kiss Them For Me, and I think this is a really good CD if you'd like to get into Gothic music, or, you know, just sort of get into this style. I would also say to maybe look into other 80s bands such as Till Tuesday. This CD does have their number one song, which is gonna be Voices Carry, and they are a cute little band, and honestly did not have so many hit songs after this, but I would definitely say this one's a good one. And even if it only has one hit song in it, doesn't mean so many other songs aren't good on it, you know? Let me see what else. Are you into like new wave music perhaps? I would recommend a band like Depeche Mode. This is one of their top albums. This is Violator. And this CD is just amazing thing to add to anyone's collection. And it has hit songs, so many hit songs. So many of the songs from this album are just forever gonna go down in history. We have songs such as Personal Jesus, we have Policy of Truth, Enjoy the Silence, and this is just an amazing album. And even with CDs like this, you can always appreciate the beautiful cover art and the little booklets that they fold out into. I would also recommend bands like, let me see, New Order. So once again, this is a best of CD, and amazing songs on this such as Dreams Never End, Age of Consent, Touched by the Hand of God, Blue Monday. And this album is just, once again, if you're into new wave or just wanting to start, so many of these songs have been songs that other artists have taken, you know, inspiration from, and it's just a good thing to listen to. If you'd like to get into maybe a couple newer things, I'd recommend, let me see, I'd recommend CDs such as Tyler, the Creator's Chromacopia. This CD doesn't really have much to it, not a case or anything, which Tyler, the Creator is known for only doing paper cases, which, depending on where you're holding it, where you're taking care of it, may be an issue. but you know, as long as you feel like you'll properly take care of this, it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. This, of course, was his most recent album, and we do have a bit more of his discography if that's something you'd like to get into, such as Wolf. We have Cherry Bomb, and this one is just, once again, a great addition to his amazing cover art. We have Call Me If You Get Lost, and once again, beautiful CDs, and finally, Igor and Flower Boy, which are definitely some of the two albums that push out his music to more mainstream media. And if you really do appreciate that, these may be something that you'd like to add to your collection. I also do, you know that we have some more indie type music in our collection. Let me see. Something like Mac DeMarco's This Old Dog, which amongst, you know, people growing up within the late 2010s and early 2020s, of course, have really grown to like, and I think this is just a perfect album to put on when just hanging out with friends and having a nice, really chill time. I think that even the cover art on this really does reflect the kind of music that, you know, it has within. This Old Dog has amazing songs such as On the Level. We have Moonlight on the River, Still Beating, For the First Time. And these are just songs that I feel like if you wanted to take a nice walk by yourself, would be amazing to listen to. We also have some abstract hip-hop as well as, you know, more common rap. In terms of abstract hip-hop, I would recommend this album, which is called Danger Mouse and Black Thoughts, which is a amazing album which has many awesome features on it, such as ones with Joey Badass. We have MF Doom, A$AP Rocky, Conway and the Machine. And this album, especially if you're trying to get into more abstract or hip-hop, rap artists, is a great way to do that. The features on each of these songs are amazing, and I really would recommend listening. If you are into people like MF Doom, we have Mad Villainy. This is, of course, used, so there are discounts on things like this, and if you do notice any large damage, please do bring it up to us, though I think it adds character to it. This album was just a great album that Mad Villain, not MF Doom, was able to put out, and it was just another show of his lyricism and, you know, how far he could go. We also have A Tribe Called Quest, the anthology, and this album is just another great addition to their discography and just a culmination of their music. And this is just the kind of album that, once again, you give a full sit through to, and they really do love to tell stories within their music, despite also making it into great music. And I would recommend listening to songs such as Award Tour, which is probably my favorite. But yeah. We have Nos Illmatic, which was his debut album. And this album, despite being his debut album, really just went places. And being able to, have that success at, so early in his career was amazing for him. But I will probably say this is his best album. I'm not saying that things haven't gotten better, but this album, if you sit down and listen, it is just an awesome addition to hip-hop, overall it's the genre. And definitely caused a lot of influence for future artists. We also have albums like The Bizarre Ride by The Far Side, as well as their other album, Lab Cab in California, which both these albums are amazing and have provided numerous samples for several other artists. If you are maybe into more rock, I would recommend bands like Radiohead if you're more into like things like alternative rock. We do have a large collection of their discography. I believe everyone knows this one for their #1 song, Creep. Of course, there are other amazing songs in this album, such as Blowout, such as Ripcord, and there's so much more to many of their other albums. My favorite being In Rainbows. My favorite song off of this is either Weird Fishes / Arpeggi or All I Need. But in reality, it's really hard to pick at the end of the day. We also have OK Computer, The Bend, Hail to the Thief, Kid A, and we are always more than happy to order anything that we do not seem to have in stock for you on site. We have some more indie sleaze, late 2010s, actually early 2010s music. We have Foster the People. We have Gorillaz. We also have some jazz music. I would recommend bands such as Stereolab. I think this is a very beautiful case, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone just got it for the artwork itself. Very amazing, very 70s disco, jazz, funk, and very psychedelic as well. There's one song on this album that is, I think, 17 minutes long, and I will sit there for those 17 minutes each time. I'd also recommend, in terms of jazz, if you're into bossa nova, we have just a couple compilation CDs. This one is Electric Samba Groove, and it has amazing songs from Jorge Ben, Gilberto Gil, and Sergio Mendes and the Brazil 66. So these are all amazing bossa nova artists, and they have been able to contribute to that genre in so many ways. Finally, I would just say to just let me know if you have any questions as you look around, and if there's anything in particular you're looking for, or even a different kind of media, I'm more than happy to help. And just let me know if you have more questions. Thank you.